All right, the floor is yours, Pratik.
Perfect. Yep. Thank you, Shelley. Happy Tuesday and welcome everyone. I'm Pratik Patel, a technology consultant at Lenovo Micro and your host for January's Tech Talk Tuesday. As we kick off another year, we'll explore the latest innovations in an effort to uncover new ways to engage your customers and identify the best solutions and services to boost your sales. And to do that, we are on with Lenovo and Ingram Micro to talk about a variety of topics that are top of mind for 2024. Today, we'll be discussing Lenovo's tower and storage portfolios, including the programs, promotions, and incentives that go along with it. Everyone, this event is specifically designed for you, so ask a lot of questions and make it interactive. You can do that by putting your questions and comments into the chat box, and we'll address them as they come in. But enough from me. Let's hear from my panel. First, we have with us Eugene Granberry, a channel sales engineer with Lenovo. Hi, Eugene.
Hey, Pratik. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thanks for being my go-to resource for everything technical at Lenovo. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure. Like Pratik said, I'm Eugene Granberry. I'm one of Lenovo channel sales engineer, technical strategist, supporting Ingram Micro. I'm basically their technical liaison with all things technicals that they may have, any assistance technical that they may need. I'm here for them.
Perfect. Yep. Thank you, Eugene. So let's dive right in. Can you help my audience understand why Lenovo's all in on tower servers and why, channel partners and VARs should be too?
Well, I mean, hey, towers are awesome. And they're here to stay. They're always going to be here to stay. Whether you're entry level mom and pop shop or high end data center, tower service covers all workloads, all work needs. They're quieter than a rack system if you want to put them in a rack, or you can use them underneath the desk, on top of a desk, in a closet. Their versatility is second to none. Should I just go into my presentation, Pratik?
Yes. Yeah, perfect. That'd be great.
Great. I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. There we go. And share. Okay. All right, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yep, I can see it.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, so Think System Towers portfolio. So once again, my name is Gene Granberry. Like I said, I'm a Lenovo channel sales technical strategist supporting Ingram. So basically, when a workload is too much need for a workstation, it's time to consider Think System Tower Server. Our tower servers are designed for spaces without dedicated data centers, or even if it's a growing business that plan to have a future data center. They could be a standalone server outside of a rack, or they can be mounted inside of a rack. The versatilities of a tower is basically second to none. So if we're looking for a server solution, be it a remote location or in an office or warehouse or retail, a tower is an ideal choice. And, like I stated before, it can be stored in a rack or a standalone server, and they're much more quieter than the rack counterparts. They're designed for like different locations.
Oh, hey, Eugene.
Yes.
You stopped sharing?
Oh, okay. Let's see. 1 second. That was a bummer. How am I now?
You're good now.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, so where was I? Oh, I was talking about towers. So, as I was saying, so if you're looking for a solution for a remote location or office or warehouse or a retail, a tower is your ideal choice. And like I stated before, that their versatility is remarkable. They're designed to be a great first server for different locations, whether it's a dedicated data center, a startup mom and pop store. Um, you can put them underneath the desk, top of a desk, in a closet, and our higher end tower servers can deliver the performance of a small data center. And most towers have flexible options to be configured for specific workloads and applications. So if the need is for a domain server or a file server, a print server, even if it's a private cloud, a large database, or a combination of any of those, our tower servers can handle any and all workloads. They're robust in performance, easy to operate, and they don't require on-site dedicated IT staff for installations and maintenance. Also, when comparing cost to performance, tower servers bring fast ROI and they have a high-end value. Okay, so our towers are flexible, reliable, and secure. Their open architecture and versatile storage options enable them to be configured to any workload needs. They're named the most reliable x86 server for 8 years in a row and rated #1 in security by ITIC. Our portfolio of tower servers are a dependable choice. Okay, so, well, first, I just want to apologize for this slide being a little outdated because at the end of 2023, the ST550 is obsolete now. So please excuse that. But here you see we have our one socket and our two socket servers. Our one socket tower consists of our entry level ST50 or ST50V2, and our mid-level, mid to large, I would say, level, our ST250V2 and our ST250V3. They're two of our popular servers that we have out of all of our portfolio. They're great for startups to mid-level. This is one of our higher growth servers that we have. Then we have our ST650V2s, and our XT650V3s are our newest server, ST6 V3s. And the V3s is a robust tower with the latest DDR5 memory, and it provides the speed required to tackle a complex workload such as a private cloud or database or media streaming.
Hey, Eugene, before you
Yes.
move on from this one, there's a couple questions. First one really is, what's the difference between sorry about that, SR630, the 650 V2 and a V3?
Great question. So that's our version 2 and version 3. So it's basically the Intel Gen process. So the V2 is actually the Intel Gen 3 processor. It's version 2, but it's the Gen 3 processor. And the V3 is the Intel Gen 4 processor. So it's a more up to date, more higher end processor with the Intel Gen 3 versus the Intel Gen 4.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Any other questions?
One more question.
Yep.
Okay. I guess this is a more question about stocking. The ST650, do you have a date on when that would be available?
The 650 V3s are now out. You can now order them through DCSC. So their availabilities is, this is of course, all new things are popular. It's the Apple 15 versus the Apple 14. It's it's the most requested of our tower servers. So it's popular, and they're going off the racks very quick. So jump on them as soon as you can. But they are now in DCSC that's ready to be ordered.
Okay. You're very popular today, Eugene. I actually have like a couple questions here,
Let's go.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Does Lenovo plan to release a ST550 V2, or will that, ST650 V2 remain that lowest, end model that runs
Our
Intel?
our lowest end high performance model will now be the ST650 V2. We will not be coming out with a V3 of the ST550. ST550 is going to end of life. It actually has been removed from DCSC. So anything that was sold up to now, it's still, of course, under support and warranty and covered and everything. But we are no longer making the ST550. The lower end, high end tower server will be the ST650 V2.
Perfect. And I know there were some stocking questions about Lenovo and even on the Ingram Micro side. We can definitely reach out to you afterwards and get you more information about. I know that was a question about the ST650 and even the SSDs. So we can definitely reach out afterwards to get you that info.
Okay, that is true.
Perfect. Sorry,
Thank you
Eugene, go ahead.
That's fine. I love being popular. Okay. So let's go right to the top. ST650 V3, 100% more virtual machines. And the V3 versus the V2, it has up to 60% performance increase. So this powerful two-socket 1U rack server is designed for scale and performance for today's most demanding workloads. It's maximized performance with the dual Gen 4, that's why it's a V3, Intel Xeon processor. With a balance of system performance and acoustic, the ST650 V3 is ideal for remote installations. And it's like I said, it can be installed into a rack server. It's compatible to our high-end rack servers that we have. And just to back up a little bit, Petit, as a lot of you may know, the naming convention, ST650 V3, the S stands for server, T stands for tower. 650 is the performance level. The zero, of course, is represent the Intel brand processor. And like I said, V3, our version 3 is actually the Intel Gen 4 Xeon processor. So you might hear the SR650, it's compatible to, and the SR655, the AMD version, it's compatible to. So this is not just a stick underneath your desk and put your feet up on it type of server. This server can run like I said, private clouds, large SAP database, or whatever you have it. This is our new top of the line server. Here are some of the specs that you can see. If you look at the to the left, if you look at the top and to the left, you'll see that the amount of spaces hold for the storage, up to 32 2.5-inch SSDs, or if you want to go with the hard drive, up to 16 3.5 hard drives, 5-time PCI Gen 5 slots, 4-time PCI Gen 4 slots. You can do all RAIDs, onboard SATA and NVMe support with RAID as well. So here's all your specs of the ST650 V3. Our V2, it's still here. It's not going anywhere. It's just a V3 is the other version. It still has the enterprise capacity and performance needed for VDI, healthcare, security, surveillance, and it's set apart with support for up to 8 single width GPUs or 4 double width GPUs for workload video and imaging applications. And it's 2-time M.2 SATA. And like I said, it's still here, not going anywhere. This is still one of our popular high-end tower servers. And here go some of the specs. As you can see, same with the V3 version, up to 32 SSD drives, 16 3.5 hard drives, 32 times DDR memory, 128 3Ds RDMs, power supplies, and all of our servers, of course, all except the ST50. All of our servers, of course, come with xClarity controller, and you can upgrade it to xClarity Administrator, xClarity Pro. So all of it comes with our management system. And our ThinkSystem ST250 V2. This is, like I said, one of our most popular servers because it's a great server for a startup company, a mid-level company. It's versatile. It's where you can set RAID as well as add GPUs to it. Don't look at this as just a small size server. This is a powerful server that, once again, you can also fit in a rack as well as underneath the desk or on top of a desk. It's ideal for running business application, network and security. Its robust capabilities and compact size make it ideal for remote and edge applications.
So one question, Eugene.
Yes.
I know, like you kind of mentioned that, you can put under a desk, anything like that. But if it's in like an office environment, isn't there noise that, and if, that could actually get in the way of people doing work? Is there any kind of a,
These servers have low acoustics compared to a rack server. So they're probably as low as a regular desktop computer. So it's designed that way. It's designed to go underneath a desk, to be in an office without loud noise or any type of disturbance.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here are some of the specs of the ST250. As you can see, you can have up to 16 2.5-inch hot swap drives or up to 8 regular size hard drives. Networking, 2 1 gigabit embedded LOMs, PCIs, 4 slots of PCI Gen 3, PCI G4. I can go on for days. We support gold, titanium power supplies with dual redundant. And you'll see here the warranty, 1 to 3 years base warranty, support 4th and 5th years warranties, upgrade. It comes with xClarity as well for our management system. Clarity Administrator, it's Clarity Pro. It also comes with Lenovo ThinkShield protection as well. So our towers are very secure.
So Eugene, before you continue, actually I have a couple
Yes.
more questions.
Yes.
We're among friends, so I'm not sure if you want to share this, but one question came up is, will the 5th gen Xeon scalable processor be coming out on the ST650? Like I said, among friends, you can share.
So let's say, yes, it will be. I don't have a date for you. I can get you a date, but yes, it will be. Same with the ST250 as well as the 650.
Okay.
And I'll share that information with you and the friends that I'm amongst.
Okay. Okay. Yep. And definitely a question about the presentation. We can definitely, we'll be sharing that as part of our follow-up. So we'll send that out to you.
Yep.
And I did have one more question, but I think I'll just read it, and I guess let me know what you think about this one. Really,
Okay.
is this really overpowered for providing local scripting for a loan office? They currently use refurbished Lenovo's Think Centers. So is this more? I'll try to read the question. It's like almost like, are we just kind of providing an overpowered workstation for and calling it a tower? I'm not sure if that's the question, but that's the way I read it.
Well, these are way more than just a workstation. These are basically, okay, I can't do enough with my workstation. So, and actually, let's go into the ST 50B2. This is a workstation won't cut it. I need a server. I can't run my file server. I can't run my domain server on my workstations. That's when our towers come into play.
Excellent. Thank you. Oh, you got a heart and a clap. So great answer.
I think you're on mute, Eugene.
Hey, Eugene, you're on mute.
Hey, can you hear me now, Pratik?
Oh, better.
Okay, great. Let me back up. So the ST250 it's not a workstation. It's far from a workstation. It can be ran as a print server, a file server, a domain server. This is when you need more than a workstation. A workstation won't just cut. You need an actual server in-house. And this is the perfect server, startup server to meet all business needs. It's compact in size, and it's definitely affordable, fast deployment, and it's a great entry level server, more robust server for edge application, and it's 50% smaller than the other towers. So comparing ST50 with the ST250, it's 50% smaller. And like I said, it supports GPUs. So no, this is far from a workstation. Show you some specs also of the ST50 V2s. Support two 3.5-inch hard drives, NVMe drives, 3 PCI slots. It's capable for Intel VROC RAID controller, USB drives, power supply. Like I said, way more than your workstation. So, just an overview of everything that we just went over, the key workloads and use cases, like I said, remote office and retail, mom and pop stores, all small and medium business. They're powerful, energy efficient, easy to deploy and manage. Where we basically, it's all set up for you from Lenovo with our installation, and we deliver it and you plug it up. And it can go in a rack, underneath a desk, on top of a desk, in a closet. There are most versatile think system servers that we have. Any other questions, Pratik?
Nope, this was perfect. Yep, a lot of interaction. So definitely, if you can, we'll share the slides after the call, because definitely you have great information in here. So it'll be great. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you.
Next up, we have Nathan Moich, a senior category solutions representative with Ingram Micro. Hi, Nate. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Pratik, here in
Hey.
our sunny Buffalo office, still getting over the Bills loss, but we'll make it. We'll make it.
Okay. I don't want to go there, but okay, that's fine. Before we dive in, please tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I'm a category solutions representative. Been at Ingram 12 years. Been on the Lenovo line for 4 years. So my day-to-day is helping a lot of partners. I see a lot of familiar faces on the call. So thanks for joining. With pricing, understanding of the Lenovo portfolio, profitability, making sure you're aware of all the rebates and things, which I'll touch on in a couple of minutes. And then just making sure you're aware of resources like yourself and Eugene and so on.
Perfect. Yep. So Nate, to build on what Eugene discussed, can you tell us what programs and promotions are currently being offered for Lenovo solutions?
Yeah, absolutely. Got a couple of minutes here. I have some collateral. Won't go too crazy with that though. I know everyone's probably in a food coma right now with their Grubhub, but so obviously Eugene touched on towers. I had a couple questions in the chat about stock. We try to stock pretty much majority of the models. Any specific questions you can ping in the chat, and I'll take a current poll for the ETA. Lenovo's been very good. They do own their own supply chain, and they've been good with getting us models throughout their year end, which is going on right now. So that's one thing I'll touch on. There's a lot of rebates going on with various models and lead points. For those on the call that don't understand lead points, it's essentially any eligible models. You can go into the Lenovo portal and you can claim your transactions, and essentially Lenovo pays you for that. So really helps with bottom line profitability on that. There's also a Go Big program to help partners such as yourself on the call with collateral. So if you're not familiar with the Lenovo portfolio, or maybe you sell other vendors, a lot of collateral on there help you go in with a battle card when you're presenting to your end user. And I know Eugene touched on this, and from my experience, for some customers, cloud doesn't really align with their business requirements. So we've seen an uptick in the use for tower servers. So they're definitely prevalent recently. There's a lot of models that can fit the bill, like Eugene touched on, whether you're just upgrading from a workstation, you're going all the way up to the SMB space. So there's quite a bit of flexibility there. Along with towers and rebates, there are some additional Windows Server rebates. So Lenovo has what's called ROC, or Reseller Only Kit. A lot of partners aren't familiar with this, but they have partnered with Microsoft and other software vendors. So with Windows Server 2012 going on to life and back in October, now is a great time to bundle that with a tower server, rack server, or whatnot. There's rebates going on right now. And it's very aggressively priced, and it's very easy. You essentially will just bundle with the server, so you don't have to, do multiple transactions. So just want to call that out. And then as far as here on the Ingram server side, I just want to talk about some of the services we offer. Lenovo is very partner friendly. They're very channel friendly. So as far as deal reg, we can do the process for you. So that will get the deal registered for you as a partner. You'll get at least an 8% discount over any other partner competing in the situation. And approval is almost instantaneous. So we don't have to jump through hoops. There's no longer a 50K minimum requirement. essentially anything we can deal reg for you. If you're savvy enough with the portal, I know it's the same one you'd see on the client or the laptop side. You can go and register the deal on your behalf, and then we get notified and price it out for you. So just want to call that out. One really exciting thing, we have our Xvantage integration coming soon. So that's going to allow to automate a lot of the pricing and more manual things. So it's going to help you as a partner with the whole experience. Essentially, your pricing will be loaded in the Xvantage platform. You might also be using that right now with other vendors here at Ingram, like Cisco or whatnot, but it's going to be launching soon, probably in the next month or even sooner. So that's going to certainly help you out with the ability to automate you and your team's process. And then as far as services, we do have a post-warranty team here at Ingram. So I know with the economy the way it is, a partner might not have the capital for a hardware refresh. We can extend the life of current hardware for usually up to 3 or 4 years after that service date. So there's a lot of flexibility. Certainly reach out to us. We can take a look at the machine type and the model and see what post-warranty options are available to extend that. We can also put them on a contract and everything co-termed. And then some other things about Lenovo. I touched on the deal reg and that being partner friendly, but I talk to partners daily and they talk about some other vendors, maybe that the deal reg process isn't simple, or they go after their end users, and a lot of frustration with that. With Lenovo and Ingram, you'll never see any of that. So rest assured, if you are working with a certain vendor and partner experience isn't that great, definitely take a look. We have a config team based here in Buffalo. So even if you are HP or Dell shop and you just want to see the Lenovo equivalent, we can spec everything out for you. There's a very cool partner compete tool located in the Lenovo portal, but our team here in Buffalo can spec everything out. You don't need to be an expert. Just, hey, look for a tower rack server. Here's the HP or Dell equivalent or other vendor, and I just want to see pricing. So that's one thing I certainly encourage you to take a look. So when you go in those discussions with your customer, you have multiple vendors prepared and you have a Lenovo option in front of you. So that's really the main thing. And then last, I just want to touch on our booster program. It's been around for a while for partners on the call, but I just want to touch on that because we did revamp it based on partner feedback, and I'm just going to share some content right here, Pratik. Just let me know when you can see it.
Yep, I can see it.
Perfect. So booster program, just think of it as an Ingram loyalty program. There's no ironclad requirements for partners, really just simple sign up. And I'll include this collateral along with the slide deck Eugene presented, as well as our landing page. But quite a bit here. I'm not going to cover it line by line, but one of the biggest things, if you have an NFR or try and buy, Lenovo will give you the opportunity to put a server in your customer's environment. 99% of the time, it's going to fit the bill because they're going to go through all the workloads and make sure it'll hit those certain benchmarks. But a lot of partners aren't aware of that. I just want to call that out. It also entitles you to all up Ingram micro tech support. So not just Lenovo, all up Ingram. So on any vendor. So it's really good value for you guys. I know a lot of partners are sort of stretched thin with their technicians. So certainly leverage us here at Ingram for our tech team. Lunch and Learns, which you're on right now. Definitely encourage you to get your teammates on. Tech Talk Tuesdays, the tech support, which I talked about. And then marketing, MDF, so market development fund. So if you have an idea, doesn't hurt to reach out to us and see if we can help you sponsor an idea. Get some of your end users together. I know some partners have looked into doing car wraps and certain meet and greets or whatnot. So anything's really on the table. It doesn't hurt to ask. So those are a couple of things I just wanted to highlight. Once again, it's this Ingram loyalty program for partners. We appreciate the partnership. Just hop on, sign in. We do have a landing page. Really anything you need help with, we have team here, whether it's technical, whether it's sales, whether it's understanding the Lenovo partner program. That's what I want to call out. So I threw a lot out there. We have a huge team here that can help out with pricing. So if you're ever running something competitive or whatnot, just throw it our way. We have a team directly at Lenovo we can work with too. We rarely lose on price when it comes to HP or Dell, but we understand there's certainly situations where you need a little extra boost. So whether it's finance or anything on the table, just reach out to us and we'll certainly help you out. And with that said, I'll pass it back over to you, Pratik. Thanks, everyone.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah. Great information, Nate. Thank you. And we'll share the Lenovo booster program flyer that he had there. Next, we have Ryan Shearer, a channel program manager with Lenovo. Ryan, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, yeah. Could you introduce yourself?
Yep. Yeah. So my name is Ryan Shearer. I am crazy title, but really it comes down to a channel program manager at Lenovo. I've been here about 2 years, and I actually was former Ingram and worked alongside Nate for 4 years prior to that. So I've been doing Lenovo data center for around 6 years now.
Perfect. So Ryan, I know storage has come a long way from those, from those JBOD days. For that reason, could you give us like an overview of Lenovo storage solutions and where channel partners are seeing the most success?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second here. Pop this up. All right. Hold on. Let me get out of. There we go. Sorry. Give me 1 minute. This never goes the way I want it to. Okay. So yeah, so a couple things I just want to touch on at first. So the latest CRN awards came out the end of this year for 2023. Lenovo took another one for storage for our new DG arrays, which I'll touch upon if you're not familiar with what those are and why you should care. We, for the last 2-3 years, I think we've had something in our storage category win either 1 or 2 different awards. And last year, our DM series won in the SMB category as well. So a quick high level of what the core of our storage portfolio is. So obviously, yes, we still have JPODs. There are people that still use them, but for the most part, they're kind of becoming more used for specific things, or if people don't really need any kind of feature set or performance, or they're just trying to expand a current server they have. We do have tape storage as well still. Tape is not dead, despite some people saying that it is. Again, it has a use. There are people that still take advantage of it. So the core of our portfolio is going to be DM, DG, and DE. So our DE series is basically your simple, easy to manage, high performance SAN. It's not going to be extremely rich in terms of features and the things that it does. It does do snapshots, any kind of basic capabilities that anything else is going to do. Once you go over to our DG or our DM series, I'll go to that runs on ONTAP. That's where you get really rich in terms of feature sets and different capabilities, such as the data reduction capabilities like deduplication, compression, compaction. It'll do tiering to the cloud. It'll also have built-in ransomware protection, which I'll touch upon in a few minutes. And then the DG series is going to be our newest addition to the line this past year. So the DG series, in terms of what it runs on, is the exact same as the DM. It has all the same feature sets and capabilities. What it really comes down to is it is a system specifically designed to run off of NVMe drives, specifically the TLC versus QLC. Why that matters is really the price point that it comes in at to be able to get an all-flash NVMe system and the performance that you gain from that. So a typical, if you look at it against an equivalent DM 5100, you're looking at about a 50% price difference in what it's going to cost you. It's really focused around a high performance capacity flash play, but it even holds its own really depending on what kind of configs and capacities you're looking at. I've done builds where people are doing, like a DM 5000H with spinning drives, and I was able to get them a DG for the same or less money with more usable capacity and significantly higher performance. This is a quick overview. I'm not going to dive into these too deep, but this is just to show you the kind of breadth of our lines as they go, where they start, where they go to. DE is going to go, it has NVMe chassis and options as well. 2000s are typically your go-to boxes for easy like Veeam backup targets and things of that nature. DM, this is the core of our line here. And then DG really falls with just these 2 models. So again, the 5000 is what you would call entry. It's really not an entry system by any means. So I want to talk about one of the biggest changes that happened this past year with the way the licensing model is put together. for the ONTAP software. The biggest highlight and takeaway from it is that the snap lock and the anti-ransomware capabilities are now included for free with the complete bundle. And when I say for free, I mean for free. So when they redid the licensing model on the software, they did not take the price of the complete bundle and increase it to what those things used to cost to add separately. It really didn't increase at all. It was more of a value add for two features that were extremely impactful in people's environments, but they weren't taking advantage of because they were additional line items. The ransomware piece used to be a $20,000 add-on for a system prior to this upgrade. So in terms of why this matters against competitors, nobody else can say that they have a native anti-ransomware protection layer built into the software that the box runs on. This ONTAP is the only one that's doing that today. One of the things too that we sell that pairs with ONTAP extremely well is going to be ProLion. So ProLion CryptoSpike, if you've never heard of it, it is a very cool tool and software that layers. It was originally designed specifically for ONTAP systems. I believe it works with one other system out in the market today, but it's still heavily focused around ONTAP and providing that value. So one of the things to consider is that it will take the features that ONTAP has built in with their anti-ransomware and kind of times it by 10. It allows you to get extremely granular in terms of what you look for, what you see happening, what it does. The NetApp or the ONTAP tool is more of a reactive tool. CryptoSpike makes it proactive. So ransomware is like one of the hottest topics. Again, it never really stopped, but people that we've been talking about it for years, but most of the people that said it's never going to happen to me, it finally has started happening. One of the biggest customers that we've been talking to, the general category would be education. Education's become a huge target for ransomware, mainly because the vast majority of them have no real solid infrastructure in place to prevent something like this from happening. So we've gone in and had a lot of conversations with schools around this, basically saying, hey, what are you using today? We've had schools tell us that their backup strategy is currently a USB hard drive, which is just absolutely crazy, right? You'd think, with student data and, data of kids, that would be a lot more secure. There'd be a lot more regulations around it. There's not. So one of the kind of key strategies to going into those accounts or talking to those customers is seeing what they're doing as a whole and simplifying it and putting it all under an umbrella of a secure solution. Every school today has video surveillance at this point in time. Unfortunately, it's just the reality of the world we live in. And more schools have started facing challenges with how long they want to retain that video for, adding new cameras, which is then creating more data. A lot of schools that we talk to, we kind of go in with a solution that takes care of everything. So with regards to their data, we'll put it on the target. With their video surveillance, we've been taking an expansion chassis and just basically putting that as their target for all of their video data so that they can put it under that umbrella of a secure solution and not have to worry about the amount of time retaining or keeping that information. And if you look at it from like a whole approach of having a secure solution and a backup target, what we've been doing is going in, you'll have your DM head node at the front or DG. DG is kind of the lead right now, but it really just depends on price point and performance. So you'll have that DM or DG box on the front handling all of their production data. If they want to dual purpose it and put their video surveillance on there, we can throw an expansion shelf on any of the DMH models. And then from there, we've been doing a small, simple like SR250 server running Linux. And then that hooks to a DE backup box. So the reason we do the Linux in front of the DE backup box is you can make it so that backup copy going to the DE box is immutable. And so how it all works is it's a streamline, you have your front box that has the ransomware protection in it. It's constantly taking snapshots at whatever rate that you want it to. You can tell it to take one every minute if you want to. And then once the system sees or thinks something is happening in terms of ransomware or an attack, it automatically triggers a snapshot regardless of what your snapshot schedule is. With the snap lock that's currently included, that snapshot is immutable. You can then take not only your data, but all of those snapshots that are taken on the box, you can feed those through Veeam to the DE target and basically just have an entire fortress of protection, right? So regardless of if they get in or what they touch, you have a very simple path to be able to click and get it back, and you're back online within minutes. Most schools today, I think the going rate is about $50,000 in Bitcoin is the typical ask when somebody gets hit with a ransomware attack. And nobody has that, right? So the last school I talked to, their data was held for a month and a half before they finally settled on $5,000, and they paid to get it back because they didn't feel they had a choice at that point in time. To kind of go alongside that, one of the biggest promotions we have going on right now, which kind of feeds that whole story and everything that the benefits that come from that line. We have Carpe Diem running. This has been extremely successful. We're offering basically 20% off of the hardware and services cost right up front. So there's no rebates, there's no claiming, there's no back end stuff that you have to do. Basically, how it works is you go to Nate or the Lenovo team at Ingram. You say, I want to quote, this model, or this is the kind of config I need. They'll bring the bid number to me. I'll take 20% off of it, and then they feed that price right over to you. Partners have been kind of going crazy about this. It not only puts more profit in their opportunity or in their pocket, but it also allows us to be extremely competitive in the market with a solution that actually has things about it that others don't offer. We still have Leap going right now too for storage. We have a lot of very heavy Leap spiffs going on. DM and DG is still the heavy focus. So we do still offer stuff on DE, but the DM and DG boxes will pay you $1,600 per unit. And then the expansions we added for this quarter too, those will pay you $500 a piece. And that's it for my slides.
Okay, so Ryan, just one question. I know you talked about the leap points and things like that. If partners are not part of that leap, how can they register? Is there a link or anything? We can share that afterwards in the follow-up if that, if that
Yeah, so
works.
if you go into your partner hub, there's a link for the Leap portal that you can go to right there. If your company is already signed up, there's most likely an admin of it that you just have to sign up, and then you'll kind of feed into your company account that already exists. If you were a reseller, maybe that's smaller, or you are the person on this call that would be the admin, you can go and sign your company up. Basically, the way it works is all the points, depending on your company policy and how you want to handle it, how it works is once we invoice an order, we feed the Leap points over to your partner ID in the Leap portal. Your rep then goes in and claims the Leap reward out of the portal. They'll see a list of sales there. If you want to set it up so that an admin manages it, they can do all of the claiming and then redisperse it to the reps within the organization. It's really a kind of a personal preference, but a lot of people, again, it adds to your profitability. It also kind of allows you to do cool things. We have one partner that I had been telling him that Leap was there, and he said, we'll definitely look into it. We'll definitely look into it. I finally got him on the phone, and I got him signed up that day, and he had $4,000 waiting for him from all the storage he sold for me this year. And so he said, I'm throwing a really big party on behalf of Lenovo. So there's a lot out there. There's a lot of, again, it's not just profitability, but it's also just an incentive for you to sell more.
Perfect. Yep. So there was one question. Actually, I see two questions now. When you talk about that 20% discount, is that on CTO or BTO?
So it's all CTO. All of our we don't do any BTO part numbers anymore for DM or DG. It's too complex to try to even make that work, just with the amount of options and things you can do. So it's all CTO bids that drop ships direct.
Okay. And then the other question is there backend for CTO?
What is that? I don't know what that's asking.
Exactly. I thought that might mean something to you specific.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're talking
still
about the partner program with the rebates.
Right.
It varies on your partner level. I can take that offline and reach out.
Okay.
Yeah, there's with storage specifically, there's depending on the partner level and what they have, as long as they're silver, I think they're also eligible to become a storage elite partner. To do that, you just have to take a few certifications, and then that unlocks 4% additional back-end rebate on top of your, I think it's 2.25 or so for silver now. So you'd be pushing 6% back end on any storage you sell as well. And we still have the 8x multiplier on it. So in terms of your tiering revenue, if you sell, $50,000 in storage, it's going to count times 8 for whatever your tiering status is. To get from silver to authorize a silver now too, it's insanely easy. It's only $250,000 in revenue. So if you sell a $20,000 SAN, you're pretty darn close to being there, right? So it's the quickest way to get tiered up.
Perfect. Yep. Excellent, Ryan. Thank you.
Got it.
Okay. So, before we wrap up, due to some recent changes, I've noticed that I've been answering, the same question for many of my partners, and it always starts with something like, we need to find a different way to deliver hybrid cloud virtualization than what we've been delivering and basically offering previously. And oh yeah, it has to be cost effective as well. Does that sound like something that you've been thinking about as well? Well, if you're not alone on that end. So let me start with Nate, then then Eugene and Ryan on what they're hearing from the channel community regarding that. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll back up because I know we've had a couple of questions around BTO versus CTO, and it's a common question I get with partners. So I just want to break that down. So CTO is configured to order, where BTO would be something that'd be stocked or be a bestseller model, either in your warehouses or at Lenovo. It's a big misconception that CTO is always more expensive. I know some partners like doing a BTO where you get the chassis, the memory, the drives, and put it together yourself. But I'd certainly encourage you to take a look at CTO. That's where Lenovo racks and stacks it. They also do have like a hardware install bundle too, where Lenovo will field deploy and set that up. So just want to call that out. Lenovo also has a program called formerly SB Express, now Express. So when you go in the configurator or have our team do it, it will only show readily available components. So about 90% of the time, you will get everything that is pretty much good to ship out within a week or two. There might be like a constrained, Intel or AMD processor, but we can generally get creative and redo your build. So for anyone that has constraints around lead times, certainly encourage you to leverage our team. We can build it as a CTO. Not going to have a price increase there most of the time, and it will certainly fit the bill of your end user. So just want to bring that up. And then Pratik, what else did you want to call out with partner discussions?
Specifically, about the changes that they've seen where, I'll just call it out, basically VMware has changed their licensing and, that's caused a lot of the, partners to, reach out to Ingram Micro asking for, what are the different options, So is that what you're seeing from your end?
Yeah, no, great call out. So there was a mass email sent out by Lenovo leadership a week or two ago by Rob Cato. So for partners on the call, essentially at this moment, VMware, that alliance with Lenovo is temporarily paused. So like I mentioned earlier, we can sell Microsoft and various other alliance vendors, but VMware is currently paused. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean, you can certainly get creative. We could certainly sell the VX certified appliances, and I'll let Eugene take this because he's more technical than me. You can certainly look at the Microsoft offerings too, which are sort of turnkey solutions. But yeah, I mean, that just want to call that out. So any type of VMware offering right now, software or embedded in a CTO is going to be, placed on hold. But we do have options. So I'll pass it over to Eugene.
Thanks, Nate. But just to go further with Nate said, yes, we do have other options available to choose from. We still have our Think Agile line, our Microsoft, our MX and XMN packages, as well as our Nutanix, our HX offerings as well. And like Nate said, we have our certified node, VMware VX certified nodes, meaning that we have our Think Agile all-in-one unit that is certified by VMware to run all VMware software. So for those who still have their software licenses or who can still purchase their software license, the certified nodes will probably be the best options. But I mean, we can go deeper into this, or maybe at another time we can go deeper into this. We can discuss scale computing as well as store magic. But Lenovo still have plenty of options to choose from.
Brian?
Yep. So quick note on the CTO thing too. You can build anything as a CTO, and to Nate's point, it's not more expensive. I like to always lead with the fact that the list price you see is going to be insane. For the love of God, don't pay attention to that, and do not think that's anywhere near what you're going to pay. It's normally probably like 70+% off of whatever that list price is the actual pricing that comes through once we discount it and give a real number. In terms of the cloud thing, we have had 2 years ago, it was the kind of the bane of existence for storage sellers. Everybody said, I'm going cloud. I don't need this anymore. This is the way to go. I don't know why you guys are trying to sell me stuff for on-prem. This year, that has taken a huge flip, and I see it continuing to go on. So a lot of people signed up with either some crazy deal that they got to switch to cloud, or their data needs have just continued to grow over the years, as they typically will. The cost to do that has become just very negative for a lot of people. Frankly, I'm not, it's nothing against cloud. It definitely has a good use case and a good purpose, but there's also a lot of things that you don't need to put in cloud. A lot of people think it's simpler because they don't have to manage a device on site, but for the most part, most of these storage devices manage themselves. Our DM line, you can literally set up to, it's going to know what's wrong with itself before you do, and it'll tell you what, why, and what. So most of our conversations have been either pulling people out of the cloud or pulling people to a hybrid environment where they're using the cloud primarily for offloading of stuff they have to keep but don't ever want to touch, so they're not paying the back and forth of constantly using it. And the benefit too to having like a storage device like a DM or DG with that is the data reduction capabilities, right? So if you have a 10 terabytes worth of data that will compress down to 6 terabytes, let's say, the 6 terabytes is what you're sending to the cloud, not the 10. So it's 14, you know what I mean, in terms of usage and capacity, and however your specific cloud agreement works or whatever you have negotiated, it almost always is beneficial to look at what am I going to save by taking what, if you're putting 100 terabytes in the cloud and that compresses down to 70 with the data reduction, how much does that come up to? So there's a lot of conversation around as difficult to manage as it used to be.
Perfect. Yep. Thank you, Ryan. So, in February, we'll be diving deeper into the topic, the products that Eugene kind of mentioned, Microsoft, Scale Computing, Nutanix, so basically for me, it's really about helping you trying to figure out, a path forward. And best of all, we'll be discussing solutions that are actually available today. So, register for next month's Tech Talk. I'll put the link in the chat now. And if you can't wait until February, then reach out to me and we can, start a conversation. And to learn more about anything we've discussed today, I suggest you join the Lenovo Booster program that Nate mentioned, and really start taking advantage of the exclusive Lenovo IDG and ISG perks, programs, and resources only found at Ingram Micro. Okay, I believe that's a wrap for today. Thank you, Nate, Eugene, Ryan. Everyone in the audience, I really appreciate you joining us today. Make it a terrific Tuesday, and goodbye for now.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.